Okay, hello everyone. Today we're going to cover one of my favorite views in SharePoint lists and libraries. So as you know, when I teach SharePoint courses and when I apply SharePoint to my consulting projects, there are some key things that we always look at. Sites, pages, lists, and libraries, permissions, and the views that are applied to the lists and libraries. So this is not a full views course. Today we're going to talk about the grouped views, one of my favorites. Let's take a look. So here on the left-hand side, you see a grouped view, and notice this is a policy manual. These are actually site pages. And because these are a grouped view, they're automatically and dynamically showing the content in the site pages library. So let me show if I was to create a new site page here, just to show you how the view is dynamic. Okay, so this is say example client policy. So this is a policy procedures manual, and I'm going to go over here and look at the page details. I have a field in here called policy category. So let's say this is a client policy, and we'll publish that. And then if I go back to that site pages view that we were just looking at, the example client policy is there, and I can click it to view that page. So first of all, just the basics of this. It is a basic grouped view. And then we add JSON to it to make it look a little bit prettier. So over here on my other site, I am developing a policy manual, and this is the standard group view. So notice we compare the two, that this one has the word section in the front. This does not. This has the ASPX at the end. This does not. This one has some bolding and larger headings, and blue and clickable with a little icon. Okay, so we're going to do all of that today really easily. So first of all, this works. This view works. It's functional. So that's cool. And I've got the index displayed on each of my policy pages. So when I make changes to the view, it's going to update all these pages because it's the view. So first thing, I want to make a change to what's shown here. Instead of showing the file name, which is a .aspx, I'm going to change to show the title. And let me just, before I go there and show you that, I'll show you the all pages view. And you'll see that let's just refresh this. So see here, the policy page is, this one has a section of financial policies. There's the name and the title. So the title field is automatically filled in based on the name when you create the page. Okay, so you can edit the title field, but we're going to use the defaults for now. So the first thing we do is we go to our, we would create a new view, and I'll call it index 2 to distinguish it from the other one, and create that view and edit the current view. So we're creating a grouped by view. This is a really powerful view. And so let me just scroll down to the group by section at the bottom here in our view settings. So we're going to group by, and I think it's called section here. Yes, section. So it'll group by the column section. And I like to keep the views expanded unless they're really large. So let's just show this one expanded for now. And then which fields you want to show in our view? Well, we don't need the section displayed because that's going to be in the group header. And let's just pare this right back, and we're just going to show just the title view. Well, don't show any of these other fields. Okay. All right, so I've got 62 pages that are unassigned. What's going on there? So the next thing we need to do in our view is filter it to show only, because this is only policy pages. So I only want to show the one where the section field is not blank. So edit the current view, and we're going to go to the filter section this time. Filter by section is not equal to blank. Okay, so that's it there. And then might as well sort here while we're at it. Let's sort by the title field. You might add a special sorting sequence field, but for this simple example, I'm going to stick the title. Okay, so there we are. There's our group by view. So I like how you can expand and contract these views, and they make a lot of sense. Now, first of all, the first issue here is this is not clickable. The title field is not clickable. So let's fix that. So we're going to go up here, and we're going to start formatting things with JSON. So I'll go to column settings. So notice I'm clicking the little pull down beside the title field, which is that column. And I'm going to change the column settings, and it is format this column. Now there's some lovely conditional formatting and things you can use here, but for us, we're going to use the advanced mode at the bottom. The advanced mode is showing just a basic schema, JSON schema. And I'm going to go over to my other screen, and I'm going to copy my schema data, which I'll paste in the comments of this video so you have it. So you don't have to figure it out. And I'm going to do Control A, Control V. I actually use Copilot to help develop JSON whenever I need it. It's not very straightforward, but it does work. So there's some stuff that sets the line height, discourages the line wrapping, and sets the font size. Down here, this is a reference to saying it's a link type of JSON. And here's the href is going to open the file ref, which is an internal field that is the address of the file, in this case, the page. And self means opening it in the same window as opposed to a new window. And then down here, some more formatting. And then last but not least, the text content is what's going to be displayed in the field, and that's the title field. So that square bracket $title means the title field. So if I could preview it first, that's what it's going to look like. And you can mess around with this. Like, let's say I don't want the icon on there. So I can go up here and remove that icon. Here. And preview. So you can mess around with it a little bit that way. And then when you're done, save it. And now that is formatted. Let me just refresh, make sure it sticks. Sometimes they don't. So the next thing we want to do to make this pretty is to remove the field name here and make this a little bit larger. And we're going to get rid of this number as well, just to tighten things up a little bit. So now this is a group by view. And all we have to do is to change the JSON formatting for the view itself. So to do this, instead of going here and formatting, I go up here to the view menu, and I'm going to go down Format Current View. Now I have some JSON to paste in here, so I'm going to go into Advanced Mode, Control A, Control V, and what we're doing here is formatting the group properties, header formatter, font size, bold, weighting, padding, and the text content is the group field data. Let's preview it. Look at that. And again, you could mess around with the different sizes and bold and italic and that sort of thing. And again, use Copilot to play with that. Okay, so let's save that and close. All right, so now we have our index looking good. That's what we want. The last thing, I don't like that it displays this title at the top of here. I have not found a way to hide this in modern SharePoint. We used to have some ways to inject JavaScript into the pages. We can't do that anymore. So The next best workaround that I can recommend if you want is go up into the library settings, more library settings, and you can go down to that title field. Here it is, and you could rename it. So, for example, you could give it a name of like 3 dashes, let's say, and say OK. Now, if I go back to that view, my index 2 view, notice it shows that field is just dashes. Some people would just put a period. I think you could even put a space in there. It's not great, but if you find a way to work around that, then please let me know. And that's working with group view. This works in lists and libraries. This happens to be a page library, but a document library as well. It's a very, very useful view that really can look fancy pretty easily. Let me know if I can help in any way. Thanks for listening.